What's up, peeps? Welcome back to another video with Sorrel Plays. We're playing Food Street. We're talking about collectibles and how to trade as safely as possible. Of course, there's always the risk that you're going to lose them, but as safely as possible, trading, selling to people who aren't in your group. Now, of course, this will be valid for selling things to people who are in your group as well. But I just want to talk through some of the things that we need to do to try to ensure a smooth sale. Now, on my Facebook group, I have started a trading collectibles post. So basically, you write on there what you need and what you're willing to sell. And then anybody from the Food Street community on that group can reply to your comment if they're happy with the trade that you're offering, and then you can proceed to sell to each other. The first thing you need to do, of course, is to add the person on Facebook so that you've got that person on your list of friends, and also so that you can communicate through Messenger. Of course, you're not in the same group, so you won't be able to do it through chat. The basic things, first of all, so this is valid whether they're in your group or not. You have to check your pantry, of course. You know, we've all made that mistake of trying to buy something from someone and we've got no space in our pantry. So 186 out of 250, that's perfect. The second thing we need to think about is how fast is the market. Now, at the moment, it's very fast because we've got Chef on, and we've also got the event on. So not the best time to be trading. The best time to be trading would be when Chef's over and the event's over. Of course, the event will be over just before Chef is, if we just check the time. So 11 hours for the event and 3 days, you can say, for Chef. So once Chef and event's over, everyone's kind of a bit deflated. They might not be checking the market as much. They might be not be on their game as much. So it's a good time. So from what I've seen today, we'll just put a couple of things on to test the market. So let's put some tomatoes on. Tomatoes aren't generally the thing people grab. So we'll check in a minute to see how quickly they go. Okay, it's not going to show us yet. So basically, once you've added the person on Facebook, they'll appear on your list. A lot of these people aren't in my group, but they are friends with me on Facebook, so I can sell them anything, help their trucks, etc. So that's already gone. Now, let's assume that we're going through with this sale and the market isn't fast. It's a steady pace. Of course, collectibles are always going to fly if someone gets there before you do, or you have a problem with your internet and stuff like that. So the next step would be to put a few things on, so that when you appear on the market, if people have refreshed, they see what you've put on here. If you straight away put on the item that you wish to sell them, the chances are other people that have refreshed at the same time as you've put these other things on, they're going to see those things just as quick as they see what you've put on with it. So what I generally try to do, I mean, I've opened up the last few boxes. I've got one more left to go here, because on your screen you would have to scroll to see the last box. So I always put anything that I'm trying to sell for someone in the last box, which I'm sure everybody does. It's kind of a known thing. A lot of people don't check the last box until they've gone through the whole market, and then they'll go back and check the last boxes on each one of those. So we've put those 3 things on now. So if we put something in the last box now, the likelihood is that everybody's already refreshed and you see the same items on sale in all the boxes, and even if people are putting new things on, you'll miss out on the new things unless you get to refresh again. But you can't refresh for 10 minutes, although sometimes you can kind of do a mini refresh and it will show you if the timer's still on and you've already refreshed, you'll still be able to see new things that come on. But generally, if I'm not going to go into my market now because we're going to try to sell myself a collectible from another restaurant, so that's one of the other things you need to do. You must keep your refresh there, the green button where it says world. You must make sure you don't tap on that until you get to the person's calf and are ready to buy the item they're trying to sell you. So let's go for this. What we're going to do is, because I've got another account, I'm going to go to my other account. And I'm going to sell some wheat on the other account before I even attempt to sell myself the thing that I'm trying to sell, as I've just explained about the refresh situation, what other people can see. So I'm going to go for the least worrying item for me, which is gloves, because I have quite a lot of gloves, and I'm going to pop a glove on and see if I can get it. So we've got a refresh there. If we can't see it, we need to make sure we can tap on refresh to show us the glove. You need to make sure your internet connection is really good, and it also does depend on whether you're on a tablet or a phone. Phones are much faster, they're much easier, you've got more of a guaranteed way of buying it, because if your internet cuts out, you've got your phone data and that will kick in as soon as it possibly can. So let's put this glove on. Now once we've put the glove on, we have to wait not a second, but not even a millisecond, less than that if that's possible. So because I'm doing it, I've got both the devices and it's my account, it's easy for me to know when I've put it on, of course, but we'll get to that in a minute. So here goes. The glove's on, and we've grabbed it. So I put the glove on and waited a tiny fraction of a millisecond before I went in to get it, because that ensures that it will show up on the market. If you go in too soon, once you've put that on, you might not see it. But that's what your refresh is for. So anytime you can't see the item that's been put on there for you, you can use your refresh. Other than that, the things we can talk about, for example, is the colour of the item you're trying to sell. So for example, now this is a little bit of a deterrent, it's not going to do too much for you, but if you're selling planks, for example, or gloves, or the marker steak, because they're brown, you could always put a mushroom nearby, an onion nearby, a potato nearby, some wheat nearby, a lobster cage, maybe some cocoa. Because of the colour, it will help to delay the person who's trying to go for what you've just put on. Because initially it is the colour that draws you to it. So for example, if it's a toolbox, it might be a good idea to put a blueberry on your sale box. Just another way of kind of delaying the person who's trying to buy from you. That's another tip that I have for you. So marker stake, planks, gloves, they're all brownish, so you could put some wheat on, any of the other brown stuff. A deed's got red on it, which immediately draws the eye, and you think, right, I need to get that. You could put some apples near it. You could do all your boxes with apples and then just put your deed on. What is it? Marker stake? No, not marker stake. Hard hat is yellow, so you could put a tamago sushi next to it. You could do that with a measuring tape as well. That might be quite handy. I've tried that before and it did kind of work, and the reason I think that it's a psychological thing that could be successful is that sometimes I'll see some planks on the world, but I won't notice them straight away. There might be a glove next to it and I'll go for the glove instead of the plank, so you could always risk putting two things on, a glove and a plank, so that they go for the glove while you've got a chance to go for your plank. But if you're selling to a friend and obviously they're expecting gloves, for example, then the safest thing is to put the other stuff on through Messenger. Say to them, I'm putting it on now, and they're going to say okay. They're waiting at your calf. That's the most important part, that you need to wait at the person's restaurant, because by the time you press the loading button and then you find the person, that's going to take forever and it's gone. So if you go to the person's calf and I'll just show you if you're not sure about this. So if we go to the place where I bought the other thing from, the glove from, you just wait at Stella's stall. That's their marketplace. It's in the same place as yours, but you're at their calf. Make sure it's the right calf, of course. I've done that before where I've gone to the wrong calf and I'm just waiting there and they've said I've put it on and I can't see it. So that's another thing. Also, when I'm selling stuff to someone in the group, collectibles wise, I mean, you can do this with somebody who's not in your group as well. If they've got someone in their group who could come and wait by Stella while you're trying to sell it, and if they can't see it or it's too busy loading and it's delaying, then their friend could grab it and then sell it to them. That's another thing. In our group, if we're selling collectibles to each other, that's what we do. We have 2 or 3 people on standby. They all come to your place, wait at Stella's, and then through chat you say, I'm putting it on. And we've got kind of like a 10-second rule, because it takes around 10 seconds to put something on, especially when it's a collectible. You've got to press the red button at the end to make sure you're happy with selling the rare item. So all of that in all takes about 10 seconds. But if it takes you 7 seconds, you can hang around a little bit so that you do actually put it on within the 10 seconds that they're expecting. So timing wise, you could do that. Some people find that a little bit difficult, but when you get used to people in your group, how long do they normally take to put something on? It's a lot easier. It's quite difficult selling it to someone you don't know very well, someone who's not in your group. So I think that's about it. That's all the advice I have about selling collectibles. But the biggest thing is, don't do it while the market's fast, because it's highly likely to go. The other thing is as well, the price. I mean, some people in my group, for example, they put things on for 1 coin, whatever it is. It might be the last thing you need on your truck. And I always say, don't put it on for 1 coin, because it's likely to go whether people need it or not. Of course, with collectibles, that's not the case, because you're going to buy it whether it's full price or 1 coin, because we all need them so desperately. It's sure to fly off. But in a way, you're restricting them buying it. If they don't have a lot of money in their restaurant, then you putting it on for 1 coin enables them to buy it. Whereas if it's 500 coins and they've got 490, for example, then that's also a way of restricting them. So don't sell it for cheap. That's my advice. What else have we talked about? Main thing is you make sure your refresh is there, because if you've got any chance of not seeing it, the refresh will ensure that you do. And that's it. Happy selling. Make sure you test the market. Good luck with it. I mean, it's a daunting time, and you do get the sweats while you're waiting for someone to sell you something, or while you're selling it to them. If you can get these boxes up and open, then definitely go for that. It's just a few gems and you're only going to do it once. Then that's going to help everyone, including you, because you're not going to lose things for nothing. Okay, peeps, have fun, take care, see you on the next video. Peace out.